Some people have swimming pools and others have private cemeteries. It can happen.
Yeah, I got a few objections.
Remember Disney's Haunted Mansion, the movie with Eddie Murphy? If you're in your mid-20s to late 30s, you probably do. After all, besides Pirates of the Caribbean, it's the other major movie that immediately pops up in people's heads when they think Disney movies based on theme park rides. And, as is tradition with Disney at this point, it's also said to be yet another one of those movies you remember by its remake. For more than a decade, folks have had the tantalizing idea of a fresh, spine-chilling reimagining of the classic film just sort of resting there in the back of their minds. Believe it or not, this was shared by some of the big suits at Hollywood, as the idea of a remake was spearheaded for years by the legendary Guillermo del Toro, an unwavering fan of the eerie theme park attraction. Del Toro's vision was to turn the franchise back to its core horror roots, unlike the more comedy-focused movie. Despite writing multiple script drafts, with each being more haunting than the last, he could only await Disney's seal of approval. Hell, there was even some minor excitement when news spread that Ryan Gosling had been roped in to bring this phantasmagorical tale to life. And yet, Disney's elusive hand kept tugging the film's release date further into the dank depths, with the whole thing being passed around like candy between other creators. Luckily, in 2020, a grand revelation shook the industry, or at least some Disney fans' basements. The Haunted Mansion remake would finally emerge in its ultimate, spine-tingling form, only without Del Toro's involvement. What's funny is that scrapped ideas and delays are kind of a running theme with this franchise, as the 2003 original was also greenlit as a mere concept all the way back in the 80s. Yeah, can you believe it? Following the resounding nationwide success of Ghostbusters, Disney eagerly embraced the opportunity to create a spellbinding tale of its own. The most unfortunate part was that, after the failure of Hocus Pocus, the company had to reconsider its budget and ultimately decide on a direct-to-TV movie. However, Disney's condition to grant their approval rested on one pivotal element, that being the casting choices. Apparently, the big guys at Disney could only envision the revered talents of Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and Rick Moranis playing the lead roles. Needless to say, that's one of the many ideas that got dropped. Later on, as the script got more fleshed out, ideas were passed around for Anthony Hopkins of all people to play Ramsey. And speaking of early drafts, there were quite a few characters from the theme park ride that were originally envisioned as full-blown supporting characters, such as the groundskeeper and the hitchhiker ghost trio. The former was relegated to a small appearance as a ghost alongside his dog, since the creators figured it would be too overwhelming to have more than 3 supporting characters chiming in with the family. As for the hitchhiker ghosts, who were originally nameless before receiving the new canon fan names of Phineas, Ezra, and Gus, well, let's just say they were going to have much larger comic relief roles than what we got. Moreover, their backstories would have been different, with Phineas being the mansion's main chef, Ezra the coachman, and Gus the original groundskeeper. Who would have thought that the Haunted Mansion lore was this deep? But okay, yeah, enough with our walk through memory lane. What about the upcoming remake? So far, we've spotted more than one continuity nod to the ride. For example, one of the most famous parts of the ride is the stretching room filled with paintings where the narrator points out the lack of windows and doors. The trailer showcases a clever spin on this idea as the doors and windows disappear into thin air, almost like an illusion. Plus, if the New Orleans-inspired design of the mansion wasn't a dead giveaway that the creators really care, then the appearances of Madame Leota and the dealing ghosts should seal the deal. The latter even has one of our new main characters caught in their crossfire. We extend our deepest gratitude to all of you delightfully ghoulish souls out there. Share with us in the comment section your most cherished nod or fun fact from this hauntingly captivating franchise. And while you're at it, remember to show us some love by liking this video and subscribing if you crave more fascinating tidbits about classic shows and films. Your support means the world to this ghastly rhino. We'll see you again. Same channel, different time.